So today, on Monday, for our update, our COVID-19 update, we have 3 reporting periods, Friday to Saturday, Saturday to Sunday, and then Sunday to today. So between Friday and Saturday, we had 10 new test positive cases. Between Saturday and Sunday, an additional 6 people tested positive. And between Sunday and today, we had an additional 16 people test positive, for a total of 32 new cases in British Columbia, bringing our total to 2,822 people in BC with COVID-19. That includes 954 people in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region, 1,474 in the Fraser Health Region, 131 people on Vancouver Island Health Region, 198 people in the Interior Health Region, and 65 people in Northern Health. We have no new healthcare-associated outbreaks, but we have 7 that are continuing to be active, including 6 in long-term care and 1 in acute care. And we're now up to 369 residents who have been affected and 226 staff. We continue to monitor and support at the other active community outbreaks as well, although there are no new community outbreaks to report today. We have 182 active cases in the province, of whom 14 are in hospital and 6 people are in critical care or ICU. Over the past 3 days, we've had 1 additional death from COVID-19 in British Columbia, and we send our condolences to the family, the caregivers, and the community that mourn their loss. There are now 2,471 people who have fully recovered from COVID-19. As I don't need to say, everybody in BC has put an immense effort into staying safe as we gradually restarted over the last few weeks here in British Columbia. As we look ahead, our objective is to keep doing that, to keep our COVID-19 rates low and slow. We know that when the virus is anywhere, the risk is everywhere. And we've seen, again, record numbers of cases being reported around the world, including in our neighboring countries. We anticipate that the phase 3 of our restart plan will begin soon, and the Premier will be sharing more information about this week. We must continue, however, to minimize our cases, to manage them quickly and effectively with public health action and with everybody doing their part, and then modify our approach as needed. The gradual easing of restrictions means more activities can get underway, but it does not mean the change to our basic principles, the foundations of what is keeping us safe here in British Columbia. And that is our safe physical distancing, making sure that we keep our groups small so that we're not exposing large numbers of people, and we know who we can contact if we need to. As well, my order for no more than 50 people at gatherings and events will be in place until we have effective means to stop COVID-19 in our province. The order applies to everyone. The order for restaurants and pubs was amended last week, basically to give greater clarity on things like the size of barriers. In our attempt to make things more clear for people, we actually created some more confusion. So in consultation, we've revised that again to make it easier for people to understand. Proceeding with caution is very important for all of us now, and particularly if you're considering traveling in another part of the province in the next few weeks and over the summer. We need to be respectful of the communities that we plan to visit and take the same precautions that we are taking now at home. Some towns and regions who rely on tourism are really eager to welcome people, BC visitors especially, and they have safety measures in place, while other communities are still doing their own assessment to determine what's safe and what will be open and available in those communities. And they may not all be ready to welcome people this summer. Respectful travel means maintaining our safe social interactions, planning ahead and being prepared. And if you or anybody in your family or travel group is sick, don't go. If you get sick while you're away, you need to self-isolate immediately and contact your local public health teams to get tested and get direction on how to manage you. It may be best in some cases to go home right away. In other cases, it may be best to stay where you are. And that is where public health will work to support you through this. We also need to plan before we go. Find out what services are available and be as self-sufficient as possible with your own groceries and essential supplies in some of the smaller communities. This avoids putting additional burden on smaller communities if we're traveling this summer. Once away, the same 3 C's that apply that we've been using, that we've been working on, continue to apply. So that means the high riskier environments are closed spaces, particularly indoor spaces with poor ventilation. Close contact, being within the 2-meter radius of somebody and having those conversations over time. And crowds. The larger number of people that you're around, particularly if it's indoors, particularly if you have close contact, the greater the chances are that somebody may have this virus and it may spread. Anything that involves these things needs to be done with caution. And we need to take precautions to protect ourselves and those around us by maintaining our safe physical distances. And for those short periods of time where it's not always possible to do that, then use of a non-medical mask is what we need to do. I also want to mention that even though our focus is on COVID-19, I want to remind everyone that we always have a high forest fire risk in the summer months. Quebec, unfortunately, is fighting a fire right now as a result of somebody who didn't completely put out their campfire. The burden of COVID, this pandemic, is enough for all of us. So be extra vigilant when you're enjoying the outdoors, whether it's camping in our parks or in some of the federal parks, which will be open soon. And remember to check if fire bans are in place. On this weekend, though, we've seen many examples of ingenuity and creativity in helping people celebrate important milestones and important days. Yesterday, National Indigenous Peoples Day and Father's Day. I watched some of the really impressive Indigenous Peoples Day celebrations that were online. And right across the province and across the country, we saw virtual events that were celebratory and were safe, including many graduation events that I was really impressed to see across this province. I've heard from many people that have seen that there is so much we can do by staying safe, staying apart, but connecting with each other socially. So no matter what your summer plans may entail and where you may be respectful and be understanding of the communities that you're going to. The foundations that we have set for our safe social interactions will remain regardless of what phase we are in. And it's not like we're changing dramatically. What we're doing is we're increasing the dimmer switch, we're moving, expanding to more areas, but the foundations are the same. Let's continue to take care of each other and do our part to protect our families, our communities, and our province. And let's also continue to be kind with each other, to be calm and understanding, and to be safe.